Hi, thanks for watching and welcome to another head-to-head video. So who have we got going head-to-head in this video? So, in this video we have got, the Jammie Dodger versus Fox's Jam and Cream. Now this head-to-head was suggested by Hen, so thanks Hen for suggesting it. And I have to say, I've never had I didn't even know you could buy these like individually in packs. The only time I've had these is when they're in like the tins or the square tub type things, cardboard tubs. Or I think you buy them in tins still, like normally buy them at Christmas. Get a lot of different assortment of biscuits. That's the only time I've had these. Not had them for a long while. I have actually reviewed these. If I had to pick one, which one do I think is my favourite? I'd probably say this one, but we'll find out on the back side of the video. I'll fire the kettle up, I'll get a coffee on, and we'll have a bit of dunking action, and I'll pick my favourite one. Which one's your favourite, guys? Get in the comments, let me know. Right, so as with these head-to-heads, I like to do a bit of delving into the history. Now, I have reviewed these, like I said, and I did actually look at the history in that review, so I do know when these were released, but we'll have another look at it. So, Jammie Dodger history. Now, again, we'll go on Wiki. Jammie Dodgers are a popular British biscuit made from shortcake with a raspberry or strawberry flavoured jam filling. Now, I must have missed that last time because I didn't realise it was both. I thought it was raspberry. This one's raspberry. Didn't know that. They are currently produced by Burton's Biscuit Company as its factory in Lantartanum. I'm hopeless at pronouncing big words. Lantartanum? I've never heard of that place. In 2009, Jammie Dodgers were the most popular. I'll probably destroyed the name of that place. Oh dear, oh dear. Never mind, sorry. If you come from Lantartanum, I'm sorry. In 2009, Jammie Dodgers were the most popular children's sweet biscuit brand in the UK, with 40% of the year's sales consumed by adults. I don't remember reading that one either. Jammie Dodger's been sold in other flavours including lemon toffee, orange chocolate, Vimto, and berry blast. Smaller versions of the biscuits have been sold in lunch pack bags. They introduced a new flavour in October 2020 called Gooey Apple. Well, I ain't seen that. I'm sure this weren't on here when I looked at this last time. Now, this is the bit I remember reading. So, named after the character Roger the Dodger from the Beano comics, Jammie Dodgers have been produced in the UK for over 60 years, originally by Burton's Foods. In 2011, the brand was relaunched under the Dodgers umbrella with two new products, Toffee and Chocky, which I have reviewed the Chocky Dodger. I keep my eye out for the toffee one, but not seeing it, so I presume it's... I mean, out of the three of them, I'd have thought that would have been the most popular. But I wonder if they're not doing it anymore. So yeah, that's basically it really for the Jammie Dodger. It's been around since the 60s. It's definitely suffered shrinkflation. And it's made a difference, I think, in the whole experience of eating one. I mean, as a kid eating these, I remember like these being really, really good. Now, I think the much smaller size, it definitely, it affects it. Whether there's less jam in them, well, there's obviously less jam, but I mean as a percentage compared to the biscuit, maybe, I don't know, just say for argument's sake, when they were like the full size in the 70s, 80s, whenever 60s, you know, maybe a third of it was jam. The third of the weight was jam, or a quarter of the weight was jam. And then when they shrunk it down, maybe now there's only an eighth of the weight is a jam. It's just, it just doesn't seem, it just don't seem the same biscuit to me. Not fully. Right, let's have a look at the Foxes. So this is a Foxes Jam and Cream, Raspberry and Vanilla. Let's have a look at this. We'll go on Wiki again, I suppose. Foxes Jam and Cream. Is it all come up? Oh. No, nothing's come up. Right, let's have a look in Google, see if I can find something in Google. Fox, I've got no idea. And Cream biscuit history. Got no idea when these come about. I mean, that type of biscuit was around when I was a kid. I do remember them, again, being in like Christmas. Mum used to buy like a big old tin of biscuits every Christmas, and these were definitely in there. But whether they were Foxes, I have no idea. No idea. So I have no idea how long I would imagine they've been around a long time. I don't know if we're going to be able to find the actual history of this. We might just have to have a look at the actual Foxes history. Right, let's have a look at the Foxes biscuits. So Foxes biscuits, again, this is on Wiki. Right, Foxes biscuits is a British biscuit manufacturer founded by the Fox family in a terraced house, 17 Whitaker Street, Batley in West Yorkshire in 1853. The head office and main factory are based in the town and has another site, Wesham in Lancashire. Never heard of that place. Wesham. Its biscuits are exported in Europe, North America and Asia. The house in Whitaker Street still stands. The company was purchased by Northern Foods in 1977, which was acquired by Two Sisters Food Group in 2011. In October 2020, Ferrero bought Foxes biscuits for £246 million. Blimey. Can you keep up with all these companies and sister companies and, oh, I don't know, I can't get my head around all that. The business is known for mass market and chocolate covered biscuit bars such as Rocky, Classic, Echo, Crunch Creams and children's favourite Party Rings. The company also makes own brand biscuit products for a number of supermarkets and makes Farley's Rusks for Heinz. Farley's Rusk, now they have been around a long time. I think my old mum used to shove one of them in my old gob to shut me up. Right, the history. The company was founded in 1853 by Michael Spedding, who worked from his small bakehouse in Batley, making eatables to sell at feasts and fairs held throughout the north of England. His daughter Hannah provided the name for the company when she married Fred Ellis Fox in the late 1800s. Right, okay, we won't go too much more into that. Products. Now, there's a big list of products here. None of them have got links to them. they're not lit up, so we can't click on any, but that's got to be in here somewhere. What are they called? Jam and cream? Not on the list. What is going on then? Unless they're not classic, are they? There's nothing about it being classic on it. Oh, well, this is good, isn't it? We can't really talk about the history too much. Oh, well, that's a disappointment. Well, if anybody know any history about these when they first were launched, get in the comments, let me know. Yeah, that's a bit strange. That ain't even on the list. I don't know. No idea. Bourbon biscuit. They must have made the original bourbon biscuit. Favourites? Ah, favourites. That's what they are. Favourite. Come under the favourites umbrella. Right, okay. But there's no link to them. Okay, what about if I search Fox's favourites history? We'll have one more go, and if it's not there, we'll get the old kettle fired up. Fox's favourites biscuit history. No. No. No, nothing coming up. Right, okay. Well, let's get the old kettle fired up and we'll have a bit of a dunk. Back in a bit. Right, guys, here we are. Nice cup of coffee. Let's get doing some dunking. Let's have a go on these ones first, the Dodgers. Right, oh, Boo Boo, trust you to appear when the food come out. He's just had a treat. Right, there's your Dodger. Like we say, suffered shrinkflation. Back in the day, I would have thought it would have been at least half as big again. That'd have been like that. Bit thicker. I mean, there's hardly any jam in that. There is literally hardly any jam in that. It's just a tiny little, like, fag paper spread and then a little bit just lying in there. There was more jam in them when we were kids, when I was a kid. Boo Boo, go on my man, down you get. Good lad. Bloomin' boy. Right, here we go, Jammie Dodger. I'll tell you what, I might be wrong. It's a very familiar, like, experience what happened when you put a Jammie Dodger in your gob. When you hit that middle bit, it sort of clings to your teeth a bit, and then the flavour bursts out. You have a go on that again. And I do remember that, even though they were bigger, as when I was a kid, I'd still ram a whole one in my gob. It's still there. That is still there, but it's not quite as... There was definitely more jam in them. I'm sure there was. Now, Fox's favourites. Oh, now these are tiny little things. What? They're even wow. Compare these. Look how small these are. They're just a little bit thicker. But look how small they are. Hard to show you. If I put that level with the top, you can see how much smaller it is. Now, I'm sure these have suffered shrinkflation as well. They never used to be that small. I'm sure they're not that small in them tins. But there you got your sandwich of vanilla with a bit of jam there. Right, let's have a go on it. Which one do I prefer? There's not a lot in it. Let's see if we can bite. There ain't a lot in it. Do you know what? I think I'm going to change my mind. I think I prefer the Jammie Dodger. I'm sure they're bigger. But again, this is affecting the whole experience of eating one. When these companies shrink them down, you're not just, I know they obviously do it to maximise profits, but they probably think that they're, you know, the only change is you're just getting a smaller amount of their product. But it is actually, for me, it's changing the experience of eating that product. These are slightly different when they're a bit bigger. That doesn't taste, it's not the taste so much, it's just the whole thing. It's just not quite the same, because I do, if a biscuit will fit in me gob, it'll go in one go. I don't mess around biting it. And so, bosh, it goes in, and when it's smaller, it's fallen short slightly to what its compatriot is. I'm sure the ones in the tin, to be fair, I probably haven't had any out of one of them tins for probably good 3 or 4 Christmases at least. So they may well have shrunk in the tins as well. But I'm sure the last time I had them out of a tin, they were bigger than that. And because they've shrunk, I think I'm going back to I slightly prefer the Jammie Dodger, I think. I mean, to be honest, that's looking quite big now, side beside these. It's looking quite big. Hang on. Let's get it right. So the side by side, the touching, you can see how much bigger it is. There we are. Right, there we are, guys. So yeah, I think Jammie Dodger is my favourite. Which is yours? Now, I think next week I'm going to do a battle of the cat treats, because poor old Boo Boo, he's missing them. He really is missing doing them. But I think I'm going to do about one a month now. But he ain't done one for about 3 or 4 weeks, so we'll do another battle of the cat treats next week. And then after that, the next head-to-head is going to set up the following one, which is one I'm really looking forward to doing. But the next one is going to be a head-to-head between Cadbury's chocolate and Galaxy chocolate. And then the winner of that, from my favourite out of the two, will then be put up against American chocolate, Hershey's. I'm going to put it up against a bar of Hershey's chocolate. I've never had American chocolate before. Everybody from this side of the pond, and even Shelley from New Zealand, has said it's not great. I think they make their chocolate with powdered milk, whereas we make ours with real milk. But they make theirs with powdered milk, and it does have a massive effect on the taste, apparently. I don't know, I've never had it before. So I'm going to get some online. I'm going to see if I can get hold of some Hershey's online. And that will be put up against the winner of the Cadbury's and the Galaxy. So yeah, there we go, guys. That will be coming up within the next few weeks, hopefully, if I can get my hands on some Hershey's. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that, because for years I've heard people talk about how American chocolate's not that great. And you think, what, really? You'd think America would be the world's leader in chocolate. But we'll see. We'll see. I've got reserved judgment. I'll judge it for myself. Right, guys, that is another head-to-head video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join me again soon on another video. Take care. Oh, here we go, boo-boo. I think this one's my favourite, mate. Oh, lovely old jubbly.